Hey there, sisters. Hey there, brothers. Alice here, and welcome. It's good to be with you, even in this virtual space. It's good to connect and commune. And I am coming online today because it's a special day. It is a new moon, a time for new beginnings, a time to plant new seeds, and a time to really say hello to our future, what we're embarking and walking into on this earth walk that we're all on together. Let's see. It's also a really special time because our moon is in Pisces and also the sun is in Pisces. And I'm not an astrologer, let me come out and say that, but I love astrology. I love seeing the interplay between the cosmos and also our own personal experience, and then our experience in relationships, and then in a community level and a cosmic level. And so many times I see like what's happening in the cosmos, definitely the reverberation in my life. So I think it's really worth connecting about. And I want to give it up for Kaipacha, who's amazing. I learn so much from him. And also from Mystic Mama. And what is her name? I want to make sure I get it right here. Leah Whitehorse. She's amazing. So thank you all, astrology guides, for showing the way. And in Mystic Mama today, they were talking about how the sun and the moon are in Pisces. And Pisces is the oldest sign in the Zodiac. So I like to think of it as, in a lot of ways, the sign that has the most wisdom, the most to draw from, and the deepest well. And some of the deepest humans I know are Pisces. And if you're Pisces, I give it up for you. So this is really a time for the earth to commune with the moon and with the cosmos. And for us to remember that we are creatures living on the earth, having a human experience, and also really connected to the cosmos as much as we're connected to our Earth Mother. And in this time, the sun and the moon are having a conversation with each other in the same space, in this Pisces energy. And this is a time of deep intuition, really looking at our own intuition, our own guidance system. And I went on a hike today up into the Joshua Tree. They call it the monument here, the national park. And I was there with my dog, Dre. I sat down on the rocks and really tuned into myself and the wisdom that's coming forth. And what I wanted to share with you is that I've been kind of experiencing this interplay between being driven by survival and then being driven by soul. And I wanted to come online today and talk about this idea of what is driving us and getting really clear on who is driving. So to give you an example, I have been having this experience of whenever I practice breath work or I practice Kundalini Yoga, getting intensely elevated, almost to the point where my consciousness is so expanded. And especially being out here in the desert, it's so quiet, right? There's a lot of space. And then about 1 or 2 days into it, I'll feel this energy that wants to just pull me back down to the ground. And almost like, my soul's trying to be so free, and it's like, come back, come back, come back. And to be honest with you, I have been fighting with that energy. And a very wise friend of mine, mentor in a lot of ways, she had me really sit and get present with that energy, the one that's pulling me down. And I got to see that the more I sat with it, it almost embodied itself. She asked me to let this energy reveal itself in front of me, right? Imagine it sitting in a chair. Some of y'all that are familiar, it's more like giving these feelings a voice. So like a gestalt process. And as an active imagination, right? It's really awesome. So I was sitting in front of it and I realized that this energy became this clamp that was holding things down. And it was like almost like a jaw that was just like squeezing so hard. And I just started speaking with it and connecting with it. And it said, like, Alice, don't you understand who I am? Like, I'm your survival. And as I started talking to it, I almost saw it evolve into this crocodile or this alligator, this reptile that said, without me, you wouldn't have been able to be on Earth. Your soul would have just flown away. And so I'm here to help you be on planet Earth. But yet you ignore me and you're always trying to get rid of me. And it was a really powerful realization because I've been fighting against that energy. I've been trying to extinguish it. And so more and more I've been like over the last couple weeks embracing this sense of survival inside of me, right? The part that is like, I'm going to stay alive. You know, I'm an earth creature no matter what. My job is to stay alive. And instead of just trying to extinguish it and be like, well, we're thriving now, so I'm done with you, really say to it, thank you for being here. Thank you for helping me to stay on earth. Thank you for helping me to survive. And I know that you're primal. Second of all, you're probably very old, right? You've been with me for a very long time and you've helped me so much. So I've been working with that energy instead of fighting against it. And I wanted to just come online and open the conversation and ask you, because it really helped me to get clear on like, okay, what's driving me, right? And because I was feeling like a sense of fear that was driving me, a sense of like, oh my God, is everything going to be okay? Is everything going to be okay, right? And everything is okay. So I was like, what is this? And it was my survival. And so the invitation is to ask what's driving you. And once you just get honest with yourself, begin to see, does it show up in your heart, in your gut, in your breath? Where is it? And start connecting with it, right? That's always step one, is beginning the dialogue with the parts of ourselves instead of trying to extinguish them. And so the questions, I kind of wrote out some questions that came through today out in the park. And who's driving? And why are they driving? And what do they need? What do they want? And once you get comfortable, familiar with that, you explore that, really thanking them for driving. And, getting curious, how long have you been driving, and why are you here? What are you here to teach me? What are your wants and your needs? And really thanking it and loving it unconditionally. Because, the part of me, the survival, it might not ever fully go away, right? And of course, the spiritual ego could be like, oh, well, I'm just thriving. And this, I've evolved past it. But right now in this moment, I haven't. And that's okay. I can just say thank you, Thank you. Thank you to the parts of me that are scared, the parts that try to bite down really hard, right? The parts that are fighting to stay alive, thank you. And the more I thank it, the less it's driving. The soul gets to be in the driver's seat. And the soul gets to be like, hey, you get to have a ride in the car, but you're just not going to be in charge of everything. But I will ask you your opinion sometimes because you have valuable information to share. And so that comes to the second part of this, which is I have the notes here, so who do you want to be in the driver's seat? Who would you like to put into the driver's seat in your life right now? What aspect of yourself? Maybe your heart, maybe your intuition, maybe your gut, right? What part do you want to drive? And why do you want them to drive? And most importantly, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be taken? Where are you driving to? This time right now in this Pisces New Moon is a really, really powerful time for us to begin to actualize our dreams. It's happening. The planet is changing. Systems, paradigms are being shaken up on such a fundamental level. And what's happening in the face of this is our own dream, our own authority, our own self-mastery is really, really getting ignited. Our own truth, as we say, our Satnam, the truth that we feel in our marrow, that we feel in our gut, that we feel in our bones, that's getting awoken, and it's happening. And I know, I don't know, but I feel into that many of you are experiencing this like global shakeup that's happening, and this awakening that's happening all over the planet. It's so powerful, and it can also be very intense. So if you're on Earth right now, I really commend you, because it takes a lot of courage to be alive right now. It takes a lot of grit, and as I like to say, a lot of grace to be alive and to be on planet Earth right now. And I ask you these questions, and I'll have it in the email below. Or if this is Facebook, I'll have it in the comments below. Who is driving? Why are they driving? What does that aspect need or want? And then the second piece of this, and how can you love it, of course, right? And witness it unconditionally, thank it. And the second part of this is, who do you want to be driving? Right? What aspect of yourself do you want to drive? Who is in the driver's seat? And where are they taking you? And where do you want to go? Right now on this earth, it's about self-leadership, self-initiation. And it's really our time to step forward into our fullness and to actualize our dreams more than ever. There's a world, what is that? That's this beautiful saying, right? Ask not what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So let's do that. Let's come alive together. Let's use these cosmic energies on the earth to support us as we awaken into our fullness and we get really clear on who we want to drive and where we want to go. How do we make that dream real? It's so possible and it's happening. So thank you so much for being here. You're invited, as always, to go deeper with me. I do free complimentary breakthrough coaching calls. I have 2 unbelievable programs working right now. One is an 8-week group coaching where we focus really deeply on our vitality, on a gentle and loving detoxification process, and on illuminating our visions, illuminating our dreams. And then the second is a 6-month program. It's called the Radiant Rebirth. The first is the Reboot. This is the rebirth where we go through a mind, body, soul rebirth. And I am here to be an unconditional, loving witness to your process, to your rebirth, to your awakening, to your remembering. And Mercury's in retrograde, I just have to say. So right now, it's all about the remembering, the reigniting, right? And it's the reboot, the rebirth, all the re's. So this is a time to review, to rewind, to reassess, and to really ask yourself, who's driving? And where do I want to go? I hope this video serves you, and please let me know how this work, these questions, how they support you, and also I'm just so curious to hear what comes forth. So much love, so much light, so much grace, and so much grit to you on your path, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Satnam, Aho, Viva, Amen. Bye for now.